And I want to tell you what I've talked about so much with a group of brothers, that about the two thieves when the Lord said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." We used to believe that these were words he was saying in their successive order upwards, and they were words that were being said in their successive order in the descending word. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. Where would the Father be? Above, right? And he would descend to forgive them. Today you will be with me in paradise. Well, I think in the past Holy Week, we talked extensively here about the Sermon of the Seven Words, and at this moment, symbolically and traditionally, it is being celebrated by saying, "Today you will be in paradise. Today you will be with me in paradise." But look at yourself, what is paradise, considering that he was at that moment going through a crucial situation, heading for the tomb, meaning he was going to die. How was he saying, "Today you will be with me in paradise"? If we analyze it esoterically, we see how a teaching was being given for an entire existence. How many of us find ourselves in moments when we truly are hanging from a cross? Or is it just that we see someone hanging from a cross, and there were only those three hanging there with Jesus? These same situations occur when a person is truly agonizing, as someone said, no food, no clothing, nothing. They have a serious illness, maybe they have money for vices but have a severe illness. They are hanging from that cross, right? So, who does Christ appeal to? "My Lord, remember me in your kingdom." And he says, "Today you will be with me in paradise." So, where does paradise become for us? What does it turn into? What does it tell us quickly? It becomes a hope, and what is hope? A breath of faith. Do you think that someone who has hope in something doesn't have faith? Of course, someone with a habit of hope tells others, "Calm down, let's wait a little longer, it might come. Today you will be with me in paradise." That's what the Lord answers to the one on the cross, that poor wretch who truly feels nothing for anyone, who doesn't feel anyone capable of solving that situation. But he says, "Today you will be with me," meaning you are not alone. Forgive me if I repeat it so much. Now, the third word, who presented themselves in the third word? If we go back to the second word, it says, Gestas. Well, if he is God, if he is the Lord, if he is the King, get down from that cross and take us down with you. Why was it Gestas? I'll be brief with this because the knowledgeable ones have no right to understand this. These were certain psychological scales, terrible scales of what the Master had experienced. He had to go to the cross also for himself because it was said and written that way, and so it was fulfilled. He had to go there. The Master went to the tomb, died in the tomb. Gestas died in the tomb. The Master had the key to resurrection, Gestas did not. Gestas died and did not resurrect. So, a person kills the entire ego. In the third word, he says, "Mother, behold your son, son, behold your mother." They say he pointed to the woman, the Blessed Virgin. But who was the Blessed Virgin? Wasn't she the sacred woman who was crucified with him? And accompanying that sacred woman, wasn't the other holy women going with the firm intention to testify before the law and the people that he was the Christ? We have said many times that who else can have the moral and physical solvency to say that a man is truly a man if not women? Mother, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. And why do we continue to disobey that if he didn't say it? We have to forgive even the worst enemy, and whoever does not forgive cannot be forgiven. He told us, "Today you will be with me in paradise." Because perhaps, due to being wealthy, young, attractive, or for any reason, we find ourselves at a horrible crossroads where we see we have nothing around us that can help. He told him, "Today you will be with me," because he is constantly with us. Mother, behold your son, because that is the recommendation he gives us as a balm for our afflicted hearts in the fatigue that appears on the path. Then comes the most terrible thing that can happen to us, and I say it from my own experience, perhaps with tears in my eyes, Father, why have you forsaken me? We have said it every Holy Week, but this year I had to live my own. And I tell you, for God's sake, for my mother, it is very terrible. It is very terrible to feel absent and alone when the Father withdraws his voice. It is something more than the worst expression we had when we were born in the third initiation. We saw the Father suffer with his cross, and it is the most painful, horrible, frightening thing, boys, to see the Father, the intimate Christ, suffer for what we have done. How cowardly we humans are, making our Christ suffer for our sad weaknesses. But the fourth one comes to us, and there we have to live the complete drama. Anticipating a little for the knowledgeable ones to help me understand this mystery, which can only be lived, felt, and known, the Holy Week passes, the Christmas of that child immediately appears. As soon as the Christmas of that child passes, who is born, the Holy Week immediately enters. Listen to me, brothers, for God's sake, the Holy Week immediately enters, and he is born only to die immediately. He left it there, big. Is the man like that? Did the Christ of that man look like him in size? Well, and do you know why? Because if he had been born and grown in a man with sin, he would have been contaminated. So, the little child was born tiny, and immediately he died. Do you understand this? He still drags issues from the priests and everything. He died immediately because after going through all that, he cannot have a stain. Father, why have you forsaken me? How many times in our atonic lives of the initiatic path do we find ourselves suffering, really suffering, practically resolved to succumb to the terrible tests and demands that ask for more as we work more? He said, I am jealous. We have said 1,000 times here that I was that man who was thirsty. The people were thirsty because we were not guests. If we had been guests, he wouldn't have said, I am thirsty. Because of that, the liturgy says, drink from the fountain of eternal youth, and you will never be thirsty again. You have to be castrated, brothers, so that Christ doesn't have to repeat that phrase with so much pain, I am thirsty. When he said, it is finished, a more or less done job, as one explained in other terms, was a causal man. Why not say he is an arhat, perhaps even a galactic man if we can be a little more open and honest? So, he handed over the Spirit to his Father's hands to descend and complement that with death and resurrection. But remember that these 7 words translate to 30, 40, 20, 15, or 10 years in the work one has, not just those few hours the Master spent from the temple to Jerusalem. It was a synthesized teaching for the life of the initiated that is fertilized throughout the time one struggles to rise. I would like these concepts to become clear in each Holy Week because that is the dosage for the initiated. These objects are so difficult to observe that achieving such blurry and undetailed images as these is an astronomy feat. It provided direct visual proof of the existence of black holes and confirmed many predictions of Einstein's general theory of relativity. In 87, it's not the largest black hole, in fact, it's nothing. Compared to the largest ones known, there are black holes so massive that many argue they deserve their own classification, ultramassive black holes. OJ287 is a cosmic monster with an impressive mass of 18 billion times that of the Sun and a diameter equivalent to 3 solar systems. It can attract anything nearby, including a smaller black hole orbiting around it. However, don't be mistaken, it is small compared to TOM 618, a true titan of space, a colossal black hole challenging our understanding of the universe. TOM 618 is 40 times larger than the one at the center of our galaxy, consuming matter equivalent to entire galaxies with a brightness intensity equal to 100 trillion stars. Its mass is inconceivable, 66,000 billion times that of the Sun, and its size is such that light would take a week to reach its singularity after crossing the event horizon. The Phoenix cluster, located 8.5 billion light-years away, houses the Phoenix galaxy with one of the most interesting features, an ultramassive black hole in its center, considered the largest ever discovered. Its estimated mass is 100 billion times that of the Sun, making it one of the most massive objects in the universe, even larger than some galaxies. A fascinating gap in the black hole scale puzzled scientists, suggesting a jump in the sizes of these cosmic giants. This led to the theory that ultramassive black holes might have originated from quasi-stars, incredibly large stars that existed in the early days of the universe. The intense conditions allowed these stars to grow thousands of times more massive than our Sun, and their cores could have collapsed, forming black holes. The interaction of supermassive black holes might have occurred during the cosmic noon about 11 billion years ago, when giant galaxies merged. Interestingly, black holes sometimes come in pairs: binary black holes, two giant star-devouring entities dancing around each other, emitting gravitational waves as they spiral closer. This dance, predicted by Einstein's general relativity theory, culminates in a collision, releasing an astonishing amount of energy in the form of gravitational waves. While we have explored the largest black holes in the cosmos, there is speculation about the existence of primordial black holes, possibly the smallest and oldest objects in the universe, emerging just after the Big Bang. These could be responsible for the mysterious dark matter that binds galaxies together. Concerning the lifespan of black holes, the conventional understanding based on general relativity suggested eternal existence. However, Stephen Hawking's groundbreaking idea of Hawking radiation proposed that black holes emit weak radiation and slowly evaporate over time, challenging previous assumptions. This process, though incredibly slow for stellar or supermassive black holes, ultimately leads to their disappearance. Even the hypothetical Planet 9 could be a primordial black hole rather than a gas giant, introducing the possibility of such tiny black holes existing in our solar system. Despite the intriguing idea, direct evidence of primordial black holes remains elusive. In conclusion, black holes are enigmatic cosmic titans, simultaneously terrifying and fascinating. They challenge us to transcend the limits of our knowledge and imagination, from colossal ultramassive black holes to hypothetical tiny primordial ones. As explorers in search of truth, we delve into the farthest corners of space-time to unravel the mysteries these giants guard. With every discovery and advancement, we move closer to deciphering the secret language of singularities, celebrating these space colossi and continuing the quest for answers that will lead us to new horizons in this incredible journey called life. This is Julio de Media signing off until next time.